There was a time when I absolutely loved all things Nickelodeon. Rugrats was never my favourite cartoon of theirs, however there was something charming about the storylines, characters and art style that I really used to adore. So you've probably been thinking that I would have been quite looking forward to a Rugrats video game. However, there had been a change. A big change. That sneaky SOB called puberty, which turned my angelic mind into one of a red-blooded male. Gone was the love for the show, and instead I got pumped up on the Monday Night Wars and watching rerun episodes of Baywatch at 3 AM, surrounded by Kleenex. But from one sticky situation to another, it's clear that the game wasn't aimed at anyone over the age of 12. And so now as an adult and playing this game for the first time, it's really hard to form an unbiased opinion. Especially given that this game was released to tie in with the feature-length movie, and we all know how most tie-in games turn out. Developed by Avalanche Software and published by THQ in late 2000, Rugrats in Paris, the movie, is a game which had a surprising amount of potential but fails to deliver in almost all areas. The premise of the game is quite simple. You are free to roam around Reptile Land whilst collecting red and golden tickets. They are scattered throughout the theme park, and you can also earn extra tickets by completing and doing well in mini-games in each zone. You have a choice of 6 different Rugrat kids, including all of the main characters, and a lot of attention to detail went into how the game looks and sounds. This is perhaps the game's only strength. The developers used actual stills from the movie to get the look of the game to tie in perfectly, and aside from some sharp edges, the game actually looks quite good. This is also helped by the fact that there is no fogging at all in the game. The draw distances are solid, and this is perhaps helped by the fact that the game is contained in small zones for the theme park. This would also have been helped by the game's very low frame rate. As an adult, you can't help but feel that the game plods along very slowly, but for the younger audience the game is aimed at, then this would have helped them massively due to be able to control the game and actually play it quite well. The sound in the game is also top notch. I was expecting the voice acting to have been replaced with text on screen, but thankfully the original voice actors pick up their roles for the game, and whilst the speech is limited, it does sound very good. I'd personally put this down to the studio's decision to use Factor 5's music's audio compression, the same audio compression from Rogue Squadron, which helps the game to really sound great. The music is cute and whimsical like the cartoon series, and the effects consist of the usual cheers and giggles that you'd expect of a game of this type to contain. The characters do drop occasional one-liners whilst you're exploring the park, and to be fair they never seem to get repetitive or annoying, which is greatly appreciated. This however really is where the positives end. The camera is locked behind your character at a very low level, and when combined with the very stiff and slow controls, it makes exploring the park a chore. When it does eventually move, it can get stuck or put itself in places that are quite awkward. There are also no other characters to interact with when you explore the park, and so the game quickly ends up as a mindless stroll through the park, collecting random tickets which are dotted about and then trading them in at the Reptile store for items. When you do eventually play one of the game's 10 minigames, they often leave a lot to be desired. They are generally a take on games you could find in an amusement park, but the end result of playing them leaves you with a boring experience. The only highlight for me was the mini golf, which gives you 9 holes to play, and aside from the terrible controls, the holes are well designed and it is actually quite enjoyable to play. Speaking of the minigames though, you may have been expecting the multiplayer mode to be this game's saving grace. After all, who wouldn't want to play mini golf or bumper cars with their friends? Well, you'd be wrong, because when playing in multiplayer you do take turns to play these games, and so any excitement that could have been garnered from playing directly with your friends is removed. So when playing this game I couldn't help but feel like I was being a bit of a grouch. After all, it's not a game which was ever intended to be enjoyed by someone of my age. However, even for younger gamers, the console has so many better games for this age group that it would be hard to recommend this one. It's not an offensive game, and there are some nice touches, but overall it really is a game that you'll likely pick up and play, and then quickly play something else and then never return to. But as always, I'd love to know what your thoughts on this game are. Did you pick this up on the hope it would be a cross between a platformer and Mario Party, or did you see the poor reviews it got before launch? As always, I'd love to know what you think, so let me know your thoughts on this game in the comments section down below. And whilst you're there, why not let me know what your favourite Nickelodeon cartoon was? Thanks for watching, and until next time.